welcome back to my channel, Motivation Suite with April. I'm so glad that you're here, and if you're new to the channel, a heartfelt welcome to you as well. I'm just so glad that you're all here. I am excited about today's information, and I'm just hoping that you will find it to be a little bit of inspiration and uplifting that you can take back with you throughout your days, throughout the weeks. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, one of the threads in the fabric of Motivation Suite that is shared throughout different aspects is the fact that we are more than enough. Because the simple fact is we are. And so in order to understand that you are more than enough, you have to believe that you are more than enough. And so today I want to kind of share a few elements that I find to be helpful to use as kind of a checklist to always remember that. Because sometimes we need something to reference back to when we are tackling things that we may not be so comfortable in what we're about to engage in, as far as the next step for a project or some type of goal that we're trying to reach in our business, or just even having a conversation that might be difficult to have with an individual. These are all elements that sometimes can, along with many others, that can be a little bit tricky on how you want to go about things. And sometimes when you are approaching these particular aspects or circumstances, you may need to have a little bit of a confidence booster before you get started, right? That's just something that is very normal to us. We're not always rearing ready to go every time, and don't always feel fearless in everything that we are working towards to achieve. So it's just helpful to have a little bit of a checklist in mind that this kind of keeps you going, with knowing that positive speak and element that you have allows you to know that you are more than capable of moving forward into the steps necessary to accomplish that goal, to accomplish that task, to have that conversation. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, what I like to call these aspects are the 5 elements of mindfulness. Now, these are 5 elements that I think that are very helpful in building the confidence of understanding that you are more than enough to move forward in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. There could be many others, so I hope that you will take these with the thought of knowing that these are also aspects that can be helpful in that endeavor as well. So with that, the first that we'll just talk about is the mindfulness of not comparing ourselves with others, right? The bottom line is we all have our own unique capabilities, abilities, strengths, and we have the innate composite of ourselves to be able to provide a variety of aspects to different tasks, to different topic areas that there are so many individuals would love to listen to. Having the diversity of information and the diversity on the take of information is such an enriching element to our everyday lives and our everyday knowledge base. So it is so interesting how when we can look at different aspects, we can come with so many varietal ways of handling different areas. And knowing that you are unique in that individuals are looking for a variety of information is a wonderful thing. It's something that should be embraced. Your uniqueness should be embraced. And it's so cool to be able to look at different aspects and look at different ways of how you might handle certain things, and have, just a different variety of areas to pull from in order to make those decisions. There are so many ways of doing things, and we don't always have to do the same thing the same way, right? Or the same thing, the different way is the better way to go. Just having that uniqueness about you is just a great thing to have. It's just a wonderful way of being able to share your ideas, share your aspects and your thoughts about things in a way that can really reach many individuals, right? Because we're not all the same. So it's bears to understand that a lot of thoughts and issues and areas that we may deal with should be looked at in the same way. So understanding that you are unique, that you are what someone needs and wants to hear great information from, is a really inspiring and empowering way to move forward in understanding that you are more than enough. Second is being mindful of the dialogue you tell yourself. Now, the bottom line is you want to make sure that you are enriching yourself with positive information that you are telling yourself. We intake information all day long. And if you notice sometimes when you're taking in a lot of negative information that your mood may change, okay? So at the end of the day, taking in positive information and telling yourself and motivating yourself and speaking to yourself to let yourself know that, hey, you can do this. You can achieve this goal. All right? There are so many situations in life that we deal with obstacles in which fear can creep up. And the bottom line is we have to find a way to get around that fear. We have to either jump over it, go under it, go around it, or sometimes go through it. And once we get to that other side, we feel so much more confident in moving to that next step. So understanding that the dialogue that you tell yourself is very critical in moving you into that next step and getting you, pushing you forward. That's what you need. The negative holds you back. It keeps you in that same place, and there's no movement. There's no forward enriching of anything because you're too stuck in that same spot and you want to get out of that spot, right? So being positive, you got nothing to lose. You might as well do it. It's what is definitely going to help you in what you need to do. And it is so empowering to say those wonderful things to yourself that allow you to know that you have the capability of doing it, because the bottom line is you do. So if affirmations is what you like to use, do them. If it's meditation and taking some time to yourself in that aspect, do that. Always look for ways to fuel yourself and add the food of enrichment of positivity, so that way you are able to move forward and get that stuff done, whatever that may be. The third of being mindful is that you deserve good in life. That's right. I am here to tell you, you're deserving of good in life. We all are. The thing is, when you understand that you have the capability of doing what you need to do so you can make a good life for yourself, understand that there's a responsibility on how you go about doing that very thing. And one aspect that does help for yourself, that helps in empowering yourself and then also helps in service of others, is doing good works. That's right. You know, we all do have to decide on what is a good life for us. How do we see and what do we see as a good life for us? What does that mean exactly? For some individuals, it may mean a certain dollar amount in a bank account. For certain other individuals, it may mean, you know, the freedom to be able to do what I want during the day in my professional life and not have to necessarily answer to anyone else. Those are wonderful things and wonderful thoughts. And those are a true spectrum of one side or the other of what that may mean. And they also complement each other. So understanding that you do have the right to have a good life means that you want to make sure that what are you going to be doing with that good life? How are you going to ensure that good life? Well, ensuring that good life always helps when you are doing service and good for others as well. That is so important to remember. And it's a great foundational area to start with when you are looking at really what is going to make me happy in life. What is it that I'm going to do? What is it that I need to do in order to ensure a good life? And number 4, being mindful of not looking back and always moving forward. So important. The past is not where you want to go, right? The future is where it's at. So in order to move yourself on through, you got to let that past go. You got to let that past be where it is. You can learn from the mistakes that you make as you were going along the way. Learn from them. Do not stay stuck in them. And move yourself to the next step, because guess what? You have the ability to do that. No one's perfect, and no path is perfect. So understanding that your journey may have lots of areas that you may come across that you didn't expect, that's okay. But understanding that you leave the past in the past is so important and vital to getting yourself to the next step. We all have areas in which we would love to do better in. So take that note, put that in your backpack, and keep it on moving. Keep walking, keep stepping. If you can't run, then you walk. If you can't walk, then you crawl. That's it. Understanding that you want to make sure that you are looking ahead, not looking back. If you're looking back, you're going to be tripping all over yourself. Looking forward keeps you focused on what you need to do next. So remember, keeping that past in the past is where you need to be in the sense of moving forward. And number 5, being mindful of knowing that beauty comes from inside. You know, it really is comparable to the concept of not comparing yourself with others, which unfortunately a lot of times we may do at different points in our life. And I just hope that we all come together in that and understanding that we need to focus more on ourselves in that aspect and what we have to offer. And however you put that out in a package, right, doesn't always come from the makeup you wear, the clothes you wear, the jewelry you have. It comes from within. It comes with inside. It comes from the light and the shine and the spirit of inside. Because when that beauty is inside, it will radiate, right? And it will be helpful and it will pull you through. And understanding that when you are focused on what's inside and less on what's outside, you can go so much further. You can reach so many new heights. You can see things in such a way that you may not have when you're stuck in a certain mindset that doesn't push you forward. It doesn't really ignite you to move forward. Now, yeah, of course, all those things of makeup, jewelry, clothes, and all those wonderful things are great. Absolutely, they are. They help enhance what's already inside, right? They're enhancements, but they're not what's inside. So fueling that inside and understanding that your beauty is from within helps you to move forward, helps you to understand that you are more than enough. So with that, I hope that you have enjoyed this information. I hope that this has been helpful to you. And understanding that these 5 elements are very crucial in being mindful and knowing that you are more than enough. Now, I would absolutely love to know what kind of elements that you think are helpful in supporting that confidence boost of knowing that you are more than enough. Or maybe if any of the 5 that we've discussed today you find may be helpful. I would love to know. So by doing that, just leave a comment below. Let me know. And I think it would be very helpful for others to see as well. I mean, you know, we're all in this together, right? So understanding that we are more than enough is so crucial. So please continue with doing the good things that you're doing, fostering yourself, improving on yourself, to making sure that you stay motivated and inspired to keep doing those good works. And understand that all of these elements really will find a way of supporting you in that endeavor. Well, everybody, I am so super glad that you were here today. Super glad. I'm really, really glad. But I'm just so happy that you were here and that you tuned in today. And I really do hope that today has, given you some thought to what type of things that you find to be helpful to keep you motivated and keep you confident in all the tasks and the many things that we need to do and have to do. And not all of them were, not enjoyable. A lot of them can be enjoyable. And I just hope that today was a way of helping just add a little bit to that toolbox to keep it moving forward in our endeavors, so that way we can complete those, be proud, and move forward and do what we need to do, right? We've got a lot of work to do, so we just got to get that work done. And so I just hope that next week will bring that time for you to do all the wonderful things that you're trying to accomplish, and keep in mind that you are more than enough. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I look so forward to seeing you again next week. You take care. And until then, bye.